Welcome my dear learners for this course on Design of Machine Elements 1. In our module 2, we were discussing about design for impact strength and design for fatigue strength. So far, under the category of design for fatigue strength, we have discussed major 3 cases of problems. Moving ahead for case 4, that is combined loading. Under combined loading, in today's lecture, we will be discussing machine element subjected for combined axial and torsional fatigue loading cases. So moving ahead, let us solve problem number 5 of a discussion on design for fatigue strength, which is based on combined axial and torsional fatigue loading. Problem number 5 states that a steel member of circular cross section is subjected to a torsional stress that varies from 0 to 35 megapascals, and at the same time it is subjected to an axial stress that varies from minus 14 megapascals to plus 28 megapascals. Neglecting stress concentration and column effect, assume that the maximum stresses in torsion and axial load occur at the same time. Determine maximum equivalent shear stress, factor of safety based upon yield in shear. The material has an endurance limit of 206 megapascals and an yield strength as 480 megapascals. Take load, surface and size correction factors as unity. So if you observe, he has directly given us the torsional stress and axial stress, which reduces simplification, because if he has given load and torque, then we should have gone to determine individually the maximum stress, minimum stress, maximum torsional stress, minimum torsional stress. Instead of determining these things, he has directly given us the values of stresses, that is maximum stress and minimum stress. Let us solve this problem. If I note down the data, we have maximum torsional stress, tau max, which is given as 35 megapascals. We have minimum torsional stress as 0. In the same time, it is subject for axial loading. So therefore, we have sigma max as plus 28 megapascals, sigma minimum as minus 14 megapascals. Neglecting stress concentration factor, so therefore K T can be taken as 1, where also Ks can be taken as 1. So therefore, for analysis, since we are neglecting the stress concentration factor and notch effects, the fatigue stress concentration factor KTF is equal to unity, as well as fatigue stress concentration for shear KSF is also equal to unity. Neglect stress concentration factor is clearly stated. Assuming the maximum stresses in torsion and axial load occur at the same time, determine equivalent shear stress, that is tau equivalent max and factor of safety. These two are the unknowns to be calculated, and he is stating the material has an endurance limit, sigma endurance. Sigma endurance is 206 megapascals and yield stress is 480. Sigma yield is 480 megapascals. Take A, B, C factors as unity. All this as unity. So this is the data given to us. Now, since it is combined axial and torsional fatigue loading, I should solve individually. The procedure to address combined loading case problems I have already discussed in detail in our lecture 4 of this module. So therefore, if I want to solve this problem individually, I should solve first for axial loading, later for torsional loading, then I should combine both to get the answer. So let us solve for torsional loading first. So if I solve for torsional fatigue, I should determine sigma tau equivalent 1, which is equal to tau mean plus tau yield by endurance times KSF tau amplitude divided by ABC, which is given from equation 2.22b present in page number 26 of our design data. I should find this for torsional fatigue loading case. Similarly, I should solve for equation 2.2122a of page number 26, that is for axial fatigue loading case. Let us solve this first and find the value of tau equivalent n in terms of. So since we should calculate the factor of safety directly, so I will get the answer for tau equivalent 1. He has given the stress values directly, so therefore if I want to solve this, we know tau max, we know tau minimum, so therefore directly we can move and determine tau mean. Tau mean is tau max plus tau minimum by 2. If tau max and tau minimum were not given, if we have specified the torque, then the people should have been used the formula tau is equal to 16T by pi d cube and calculate tau max and tau minimum. For this problem, he has given tau max and tau minimum, so therefore directly we can determine the tau mean. So if I find the tau mean, I will get the answer as tau mean is equal to 35 plus 0 by 2, which is nothing but 17.5. Correct? Correct. 17.5 megapascals. Similarly, if I find tau amplitude is tau max minus tau minimum by 2, which will also remain same because tau minimum is 0, that is also 17.5 megapascals. So we know tau mean, we know tau amplitude. Now coming for tau yield. So as I said, very important, tau yield if not given, always it is 0.6 times sigma yield. This should be known to you people, kindly make a note of it. Always if not given, tau yield is 0.6 times sigma yield, very important. So therefore I will get 0.6 into sigma yield is 480. 0.6 into 480 is equal to 288 megapascals. Coming for endurance, we know 206. ABC factor is also known, KSF is also known. So therefore, if I substitute and solve, I get the value of tau equivalent n as tau mean is 17.5 plus tau yield is 288 divided by sigma endurance is 206 into stress concentration factor is 1 into tau amplitude is 17.5 divided by 1 into 1 into 1. So if I solve, I will get tau equivalent n as 17.5 plus 288 by 206 into 17.5 by 1, which is turning to be 41.966 pascals. This completes for torsional fatigue loading. Now it is acted upon in addition with axial fatigue loading. So therefore, if I solve for axial fatigue loading, for combined loading case, I should solve equation 2.22a, that is sigma equivalent n is equal to sigma mean plus sigma yield by sigma endurance times KTF sigma amplitude by ABC factors. So this is from equation 2.22a present in page number 26 of our design data handbook. Now Since he has given sigma max and sigma minimum, directly I can find sigma mean and sigma amplitude. So therefore, sigma mean is equal to sigma max plus sigma minimum by 2. So sigma mean will become 28 plus of minus 14 by 2, which is equal to 28 minus 14 by 2, 7 megapascals. Similarly, sigma amplitude is sigma max minus sigma minimum by 2 will become 28 minus of minus 14 by 2, which will be 28 plus 14 by 2, 21 megapascals. Now we know all the values in this equation. So if I find sigma equivalent 10, I will get the value as sigma mean is 7 plus sigma yield. Sigma yield is 480 by sigma endurance. Sigma endurance is 206 into stress concentration factor is 1. Sigma amplitude is 21 divided by ABC factors are unity. So therefore, I will get the value of sigma equivalent n as answer is 55.932 megapascals. 55.932 megapascals. Now, for combined axial and torsional fatigue loading cases, individually once you have solved these two equations, finally we should use equation 2.23a present in page number 26 of our design data handbook. Sigma yield by 2n is equal to square root of sigma equivalent n by 2 whole square plus tau equivalent n square, where the right hand side is nothing but the equivalent maximum shear stress. What he has asked, equivalent maximum shear stress is nothing but right hand side. So therefore let us solve individually. Tau max is equal to the root of sigma equivalent n by 2 whole square plus tau equivalent n square. That is, the first question what he has asked is tau max will become, tau max is equal to square root of sigma equivalent is 55.932 by 2 whole square plus tau equivalent is 41.966. So if I solve, I will get tau max as root of 55.932 by 2 whole square plus 41.966 square will be equal to 50.43 megapascals. 50.43 megapascals. So this is the answer for the first question what he has asked, tau max. Now find the factor of safety by resubstituting. So we should find the factor of safety for this problem. So from the above equation, I can write sigma yield by 2 times factor of safety is equal to tau max. So therefore sigma yield is known to me 480 by 2 times factor of safety is equal to tau max. Tau max is 15.43. So therefore we get factor of safety as 4.76. The factor of safety for the problem is 4.76. So this is the complete solution for the given problem, and this is the procedure to be followed to solve combined loading case, wherein which you have combined axial and torsional fatigue loading cases. That's all for this lecture. Thank you all.